New Zealand should act as a moral force. Our foreign policy should be that of a righteous, moralistic state. A state that identifies evil and condemns it. A state that sees evil and stands against it. Not a state that cowers at the thought of criticizing immorality. We need a principled, moral foreign policy. We need a righteous place in the world. We need to stand up for our values abroad. We need to create a just international order. We should not be just another soulless, amoral state that will turn a blind eye to immorality at every opportunity. We should not be a hollow, nihilistic society that sees evil and closes our eyes. We should oppose bad things. Scholars of international relations spend a lot of time speaking about interdependence. Interdependence describes mutual dependence between states. The idea is that interdependence discourages war and conflict. The sad fact of interdependence is that for small states, there is no interdependence. For small states, there is only economic dependence. Take the example of China. If we refuse to trade with China, it would have a minimal impact on China. Chinese customers might have a few less choices at the supermarket, but by and large, China's economy would be fine. If China refused to trade with us, it would completely destroy our economy. We would be thrown into a state of economic destitution. Our society would be crippled. As a small state, we do not get to enjoy interdependence, only dependence. We are a lot more dependent on China than they are on us. This kind of dependence damages our sovereignty. Whenever we say or do something, we have to ask what our trading partners might think. And this destroys our capacity to act as a moral force. We cannot criticize evil when we see it, because criticizing evil could provoke a state to destroy our economy and cripple our society. That is not acceptable. This is not a tolerable economic position. Other states should not be able to do us such great damage so easily. We should reduce our dependence on them. We should pursue the highest degree of economic independence that is reasonably possible. We should minimize our reliance on other states. New Zealand needs to pursue economic independence. Then, and only then, can we act as a principled moral force in the international realm. We need to create economic independence so we can be a moral force on the world stage without fear of being decimated by trade repercussions. We need to nurture independence. There are a few ways of doing this. We must pursue avenues of economic development that increase our economic leverage over other states. This will counterbalance our reliance on them and reduce our vulnerable dependence. We must establish the basic economic capacities that we need to thrive as a society, even when isolated from large parts of the world. Economic independence has three elements. The first is trade leverage born out of economic power. Make trade disruptions more costly for them than for you. The second is the domestic capacity for economic prosperity, even when internationally isolated. The third is diverse trading partners in order to minimize prospects of isolation and reliance on a single state. We must move towards these things. To be reliant on other states is a mistake. It is to make your well-being dependent on something that you cannot control. It is to undermine our capacity to be a righteous country. It is time for economic independence and moral foreign policy. That is the path we must pursue. That is our place in this world. We must simply reach out and take it.